welcome back to this world exclusive, a State of the Nation poll on the occasion of the Independence Day of two countries, India and Pakistan. For the first time, a joint Indo-Pak poll coming to you here from the Humayun's tomb. Now, this is being brought to you in collaboration with Dawn News and the Indian Express. Let's now look at the cultural ties that bind this subcontinent. One of the questions we posed was cultural exchange between the two countries. Indians who watch Pakistani TV channels, only 13% said they watch Pakistani TV channels. Listen to Pakistani songs, 22% said they listen to Pakistani songs. Cultural exchange in terms of watching Indian films and listening to Indian songs. Pakistani who watch Indian films, 52% said they watch Indian films. Listen to Indian film songs, 48% said they love to listen to Indian film songs. Yogendra, very quickly, this looks like Indian satellite TV, songs, music, films, our biggest export to Pakistan.
Absolutely, and not just songs and music. Pakistani media covers much more about India than Indian media does about Pakistan. An average Pakistani intellectual knows much more about India than an Indian intellectual knows about Pakistan. Now, this is a fact, but this also complicates our relationship in some ways.
Rehman, do you see a cultural dominance of sorts, Indian culture through films and music, virtually taking over Pakistan one day?
Well, I don't think Indian culture is taking over Pakistan. It's kind of sweeping many countries and you see the global village obliterating many boundaries. Why there is so much space for Indian films in Pakistan is, I think, related to the quality of the films. There would be more space if we had more icons like the two gentlemen sitting here.
So why don't you freely allow Indian films to be shown in Pakistan? Why is Pakistan worried about that?
I think we should. We certainly should look towards that. And the last point I'd quickly like to make, because this is about sound bites, obviously, is that there should have been more room for Indian films. There would be if some of them were not purveying violence and hatred and the kind of questions you raised just now. We do not want to revisit partition or the violence that went with it, except to learn from it.
Has the era come of the Veer Zara and not the Gadar? Naseeruddin Shah.
Well, those who are hell-bent on making films like Gadar will continue to do so. And I don't see any terrible damage. I mean, after the Second World War, hundreds of movies were made portraying the Germans as horrible people. I don't think it terribly affected the relationships between the two countries. It is definitely time for a Veer Zara, but then it needs more interaction between the artistic communities of the two countries.
Amir Khan, you ready to act in a Veer Zara, a joint Indo-Pak production?
Yeah, I'd love to do that actually. I mean, I have no qualms at all.
You'd like to do an Indo-Pak joint production?
Certainly, why not? Why not?
Naseer, was it a great experience working in a Pakistani film?
It was absolutely wonderful, though I was there only for 3 or 4 days, and it was the first time I visited Pakistan. It was wonderful, and it's a very brave film that Shoaib Mansoor.
But Shekhar Gupta, there's a feeling that this entire cultural relationship is a bit one-sided. Pakistani singers, whether it's an Adnan Sami or in another era, actresses like Ziba Bakhtiar came to Bollywood. Indians aren't able to go quite as easily to Pakistan. Is Pakistan still worried, you think, about this one-sided nature of the cultural relationship?
Rajdeep, why must we look at everything in a bilateral sense? In any region of the world, there is one cultural center, one center of culture, creativity, arts. There is Hollywood. Now, will Mexico or maybe Canada and America then demand bilateralism in their relationship when it comes to cinema and art and culture? I think one urban center becomes the magnet for creative communities. We have to see it like that. We don't have to see it in India-Pakistan terms necessarily. And really the language is the same. As Naseer said, this whole distinction between Urdu and Hindi is idiotic. In fact, it's Hindi cinema more than anything else which has questioned that distance.
Okay.
Now when everything is being done in one language, one idiom, similar people, similar cultures, there is no need to have 2 or 3 centers.
Okay, so we should probably take Bollywood to Karachi or Lahore and somehow or the other get at least cinema to come together. But the next question is equally fascinating. We asked about Indian cricketing icons in Pakistan. Who are Pakistan's favorite Indian cricketers? Now in third place was Rahul Dravid. 11% saw him as their favorite cricketer. Saurav Ganguly was next with 12%. And not surprisingly, Sachin Tendulkar was number 1 with 49% of Pakistanis saying he was their favorite cricketer. Now we asked India's favorite Pakistani cricketers. Who are our Pakistani icons? In third place was Shahid Afridi with 16%, perhaps because he's good looking. Then you had Shoaib Akhtar, who was 18%. Wasim Akram was joint first with Shoaib with 18%. So our favorites were Shoaib and Wasim Akram. Obviously, it's a generational problem there, Imran. If I'd asked this same question 20 years ago, I promise you'd have been number one. But tell me, Imran, does cricket really break down boundaries? Sachin Tendulkar, for example, we saw there, an icon for young Pakistanis. But can cricket break down boundaries, or is this a romantic notion, Imran?
Rajdeep, just one. There's a big monsoon cloud coming over, so I might not be with you very long.
Yeah, but tell us the answer to this.
First, I think cricket has been something that has created better understanding in a way between the two countries, because, you know, cricket is something which is loved in the subcontinent. And through cricket and through cricketing heroes, you begin to sort of look at each other as normal human beings.
But you know, Imran...
Because remember, there was a point when there was hardly any contact between the two countries.
It's interesting you're saying that, because there was a time when you were quoted as saying that cricket was war without weapons. On the field, you all were essentially warriors against one another. Off the field, you were friends, but on the field, it was war.
Well, all the sort of anger was taken out on the cricket field, but it still meant that the cricketers became heroes in both the countries. I mean, Sunil Gavaskar, when he came here, was in my time was treated as a great hero, and similarly, I had a lot of love and affection in India.
Yeah, well, only when you didn't take Indian wickets.
I have to go. It's about to.
Only when you didn't take Indian wickets. That was the only time we had a problem with you. But thank you very much, Imran Khan, for joining us. Monsoon.
Okay, listen. And please.
Yes.
And my regards to Amir, Naseeruddin, Shah and Shekhar.
What about Lalu Yadav? Okay, well, he's left there, but Lalu ji, aap bataiye.